Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new stream here on Access the Animus. My name is Marco, and it's been, I don't know, a month almost? Since we last streamed. We had so many issues at home. It's been a tough month in here at home, but nothing happened. Not a lot happened AC wise, so we were still able to manage all the things here at ATA. As usual, I'm joined here by Sary, who is playing as Edward Kenway. We are playing Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. We are back, as you can see, playing some Assassin's Creed. Soon we'll be back playing some more and different games, but we wanted to go back home at least this week. We're not even streaming on Monday because we had some issues even yesterday, but we really wanted to have our stream and we wanted to go back to our sort of like a schedule. It's still not a schedule because we're really off schedule for now. Hello Khaled, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Assassin's Creed community, hello. So yeah, as I mentioned, we are trying to slowly go back to our schedule of streams and content creation as well. March hasn't been easy on us, but now we are sort of like back. Not a lot has happened on AC recently, but we have still had some news transmedia wise, and we're gonna discuss some of those over the stream, so we can go back and talk about Assassin's Creed for a little bit. Ujwal, welcome to the stream. Katoon B, welcome. I hope Ujwal is the proper pronunciation. Black Flag, overrated or underrated? I think neither. I'm gonna say Black Flag is properly celebrated. Wow.
I remember the buttons, because I don't.
What is happening?
I don't remember
Did
the
you
buttons.
kill him though? Okay, that's fine then. So I'm gonna say it's like Black Flag is properly celebrated for what it is. So I wouldn't say underrated, because a lot of people loved it and still love it today, even 10 years after its release. So I wouldn't really say it's underrated, and I wouldn't say it's overrated even, because it has a very nice story. It has a very charming character. It's not my favorite type of story of an external person entering the Assassins versus Templar conflict. But then again, it's very useful to represent new players entering in contact with Assassin's Creed, as Edward Kenway finds out about Assassins and Templars, new players also are finding out about Assassins and Templars as they're playing. So I do understand why in AC we oftentimes have this dynamic, this kind of story where the main character is an outsider and then finds out about Assassins and Templars. Valhalla was one of these, for example. Odyssey to a degree, even though neither the Assassins nor the Templars really existed. But we have a number of those, to be honest. Hello, Sebastian! Sebastian, welcome to the stream. Tim Fry, welcome. Hello, everyone. Been feeling so nostalgic for Black Flag lately. So here we are, catering to your nostalgia. And look at Sary, how she is freeing those prisoners and getting all those redcoats to sleep. Ujwal, I used to absolutely adore Black Flag, but as of recent I'm hearing a lot of negative comments. I haven't. honestly, but I haven't jumped in on the AC subreddit recently, nor the Ubisoft forums or stuff like that. Um, I don't think that Black Flag has many negative elements, to be honest. Um, there's maybe it's more about uh, the creed than the Assassins and Templars, even though they are there. And obviously, it's very much focused on the pirate culture and what pirates were and the rise and fall of pirates in the Caribbean. Um, but it also had a lot of typical Assassin's Creed elements, like the modern day. It had like its mini open world, even though it was a floating tablet that we were impersonating, and then it has a lot of issue story elements. AC4 introduced the concept of the sages, which was once again continued even in Valhalla. So it laid the ground for a lot of stuff that we're still seeing in the games today. Hello Zark, welcome. Time to buck up and walk the pewter plank. Yes, it seems like that was very close. It seemed like our captain was about to do that, but he didn't. Sea battles were absolute gems, but to be honest, the actual assassin missions were a bit buggy, and the actual story was mid. To me, it really depends. Like some of the AC stories, the historical part of the story it really depends on personal taste, of course, like everything else. But a story about a pirate discovering this new world and discovering that his expectations about this kind of life are not really matching what the pirates were trying to do with the Republic of Pirates and stuff like that. I think that it really depends on what kind of story you're looking for in Assassin's Creed as well, because as a character, Edward to me is like he's a really good character. He has its flaws. They are visible. He's not a perfect character. He's trying to do stuff for the best of motivations, but he also has flaws. And to me, that is super interesting. Usually within the AC games. Sebastian, today it's Connor's birthday. Yes, I think. Like you mentioned, Ubisoft posted about this. Thankfully, they just said, I think they mentioned Radon Hagedon as the name. They didn't even try to get into the Connor/Connor, that thing that I'm not going to mention, with his supposed and non-canon surname. But yes, apparently that today is his birthday. I hope Mirage is not the end for traditional Assassin's Creed. Again, that really depends on what you would consider to be traditional Assassin's Creed. Like, are you talking about stealth mechanics, or are you talking about linear games? Are you talking about action adventure rather than RPG? Are you talking about a Middle Eastern main character with that is part of the Brotherhood? There's a lot of after 15 to 16 years. There's so many different points of view of what AC is, what an AC game is, what a classic or a traditional AC game is. It can also be very debatable. Oh, not the RPG you mentioned. Okay, I read this now. This game is a perfect example of how Ubisoft should balance history with the Assassins, because recent games have focused more on just the time period and everything. Yes, I have to say, recently Ubisoft has focused more on the fantasy, what they call the fantasy of that specific character in that specific historical setting. So it was the fantasy of the Greek mercenary, or the fantasy of playing as a Viking, or playing as a god, or the fantasy of being in ancient Egypt, rather than the fantasy of being an assassin, which to me is much more powerful than all of the other ones. Like, it would be nice to have the fantasy of being an assassin during the Viking era, right? So you can get both ends, and instead Ubisoft very much seems to have decided to focus more on the time period and the setting, rather than the assassin and Templars. Maybe that's gonna change with the 11 games that have been announced. Well, not announced. The 11 games that are rumored, that have been announced, and also are rumored to be announced in the future. And on that note, one of the news that we can discuss today, Viral Undead, I heard Lowlands away on the water, and it brought me here. welcome to the stream, Viral. Nice to see you. As I was mentioning, I think we can pull up the picture about E3. One of the things that is going to happen soon, and that many of the rumors are pointing to, is not my face becoming super bright randomly, but is some of the announcements about these 11 games that have been mentioned through the rumors and the official announcements are expected to happen at the Ubisoft Forward event that is taking place in June the 12th, 2023. I was wondering, what are your expectations about this show, and what are your expectations about what Assassin's Creed is going to bring to the table? Because everyone is expecting Mirage, and of course they are expecting the gameplay for Mirage at last. That would be almost 10 months or something like that, 9 months after the announcement of Assassin's Creed Mirage, a true labor. So that's gonna be interesting to see. Like, is Mirage going to be the only announcement in there? Are they going to show more of Codename Jade, the game set in ancient China? Because according to the rumors, it's set to release this year, and it seems to be 100% sync. Sary, congratulations. Like I mentioned, Codename Jade is expected to be already at a very advanced state in development. So it's going to be interesting to see what Ubisoft is going to bring at E3. So let me know in the chat if you have specific expectations. Like, would you like to hear more about Codename Red or anything else? Like, there's so many games. There are VR games expected to be announced, like the rumored Assassin's Creed Nexus VR game. Would you hope to receive more information about Assassin's Creed Codename Hexe, or future games? Because there have been rumors about those as well. Mirage I'm happy for, but I'd like to also see the Netflix show teaser. I mean, E3 could, because it's not E3 anymore, right? Like, Ubisoft has pulled out of E3, as many other companies like Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft and many others. And eventually E3 for this year, it died very much. So now Ubisoft, at this Ubisoft Forward event, it can bring like any kind of content connected only to its products. So there could be a teaser for the Netflix show, and maybe at last we could have an idea about what the show is going to be about, where it's going to be set, or if there's going to be multiple settings. Is there going to be a modern day? Because I think that like the movie, the TV show seems to be a proper media to have a good deal of modern day. which is also needed to introduce once again uh, the main concepts to casual fans from Netflix that are going to onboard AC, hopefully. So it wouldn't be half bad to see a teaser for the Netflix show. Ujwal is saying, I think Ubisoft will try to bank on established titles rather than experiment considerably, considering the trouble they're in. So, what do you mean by established titles? So, you expect them to announce sequels of already established franchises, basically. Sebastian, I don't think there will be another E3, which is kind of sad. Probably not, because I think that they already had so much bad reputation in the past because the identity of the journalists that were participating in E3 a few years ago, they were doxxed. So I'm not sure if they were made completely public or something like that. And apparently the ESA, the organization behind the E3, never apologized for that. So a lot of journalists avoided the platform and the event. And then the pandemic came, and then last year they weren't able to do that, and this year they weren't able to do that as well. So I don't expect this to happen anymore, which is kind of sad. I've been able to, thanks to Ubisoft, I was able to go to E3 in 2015, and it was crazy. Like the event, like having a look even at the city, at LA, around the convention center, it was crazy. Like not just going to the show floor, but having a look at various activities. I was there for Syndicate, and Ubisoft had a dedicated floor on one of the towers in LA, and there were some events happening in there as well. The games that they were showcasing back then, like Syndicate, for example, and Chronicles India or China. Chronicles India, probably. They were on the show floor along with Just Dance and the usual other games. It was super fun. And it's sad that E3 as a concept is not going to happen anymore. But I think that Ubisoft and the other companies as well are going to bring their shows live again in LA. So the experience probably will stay there. It's just there's not going to be like a single umbrella containing everything in there, which is pretty sad. Arshak, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Camila, welcome to the stream. Hello, nice to see you again. It's been a long while. But it's on us, basically, because we haven't been streaming for so much time. It's been so long already, and we really wanted to get back and to play AC. To have like a classic chilling stream. So I'm so happy to see you all once again. Tim Fry. I don't necessarily think it will happen, but I would love an announcement for a next-gen anniversary update for Black Flag or something along those lines. I don't expect that to happen because Black Flag and the games before it, they are like what? I wouldn't say 2 generations before what we are having now, but that's one step before Unity and Syndicate, which was one step before the RPG games and the evolutions of the engine of the game engines. So I wouldn't expect an update for Black Flag like the current Black Flag, and also I wouldn't expect a remake or remaster. I'm not sure. I mean, this could be a game for a remaster like they did for AC3. But if they announce it now, they probably are not gonna release it this year. So I also think that at least with remakes or with what's it called, spiritual remakes like Mirage, which is like a tribute to AC1. They're not able to nail the release of these games in the years where there are like I don't know, like Mirage would have been better to release on the year of AC15, which was last year, and instead it was announced during AC15, but it's going to release after that, so that's not would have been better the other way. So that's the thing. Back after a small scare at work. I hope everything is fine, Zark. Yes, it's the 10th year. Black Flag released in 2013, and we're obviously in 2023. So yes, there's that.
We share the same birthday.
Yes, we at ACA are sharing the same birth year as Black Flag, because we started ATA on Access the Animus on May the 11th of 2013, and then we we had so much coverage about Black Flag, and that's where we started with our own thing, and we're getting closer and closer to our 10th anniversary as well, which is going to happen again on May the 11th and the subsequent days. We're gearing up. A lot of stuff is still in a concept phase. I hope we can carry out what we're planning. We'll see. AC1 desperately needs a remake. Everyone has been asking for it, especially during the AC15 period last year. But in September, executive producer Marco Lexicote very much denied that they are working on an AC1 remake. So unless they changed their mind back in September, they weren't working on an AC1 remake, sadly. Arshak, Marco, I might have seen you during that E3, but I didn't know you. Oh, maybe. Justin was nice enough to invite me to the US Bank Tower when I was outside E3 and wanted to get in. You played Syndicate so many times. Oh, okay, so maybe we might have crossed paths at the Ubisoft lounge. That's how they called it, I think. Or I mean, on that floor. I did play Syndicate, the Syndicate demo 3 times probably, because there was too much queue, and I remember that instead Assassin's M played the demo like 17 times, and it was like his personal record that nobody else beat back then. And of course, I mean, that's an experience that you don't want to forget, and if that's like you are having in front of you like a demo for the game that you have been waiting for I don't know, months or years, and so you want to play it so many times in order to see all of its tiny little aspects. So yes. Hello. D3 call, but certainly they recognize there is some demand for an AC1 remake. I sincerely hope they consider it. I think they do recognize that. It would be they would be blind not to recognize that. And I'm pretty sure that at some point they have considered this option, this opportunity. And I think they might have seen during the AC15 campaign how many people were excited and self-convinced, us included, self-convinced that AC1 remake was actually going to happen, but it didn't, sadly. So I'm pretty sure they know it, but also if they're having Mirage, probably they're not gonna do something similar with the AC1 remake. They're gonna probably wait for some more years, maybe, if they're gonna do that. I'm not surprised they aren't doing it. Ubisoft, they only did AC remasters, not remakes. Yeah, well, of course, it's not all the games that have been done. They've always been remasters, not remakes. I can't keep up with the chat. Um, why not Revelations? I think Revelations is genuinely underrated. Such a good setting, lovely characters, and I like the tower defense aspect. Um, I would say Revelations is a little underrated by some. I think that hardcore fans they still keep it in their hearts. I mean, Revelations, at least for me, I still keep it in my heart. More for the Isu and ending of Ezio's life part rather than the main story throughout the game. Um, kind of like Brotherhood. Um, the historical story of Brotherhood and Revelations it didn't stick with me too much. Uh, Probably the environments stuck with me more than what happened within them. While instead the modern day and the Isu story, both in Brotherhood and Revelations, I really loved. Um, Arshak, I think I missed one of your comments, but that lit up the passion in me to create something like AC Landmarks. I think you're still talking about those moments at E3 2015. But I didn't have the time to do it because of school. Once COVID hit, it was time to do it. And I'm happy that you did, because you're doing something unique in the community, Arshak. Like sharing bits of history that are connected to games that have released or that are bound to release. It's always super interesting because it gives a context that we might need while on the lead up to the games, and at the same time, it can also be used while you're playing the game when it releases. So, so I'm happy that you're keeping doing what you're doing. Ujwal, I really don't care what game they do. Revelations will be amazing to remake, but everyone wants to say AC1 remake, so it will probably just be that. Hopefully, because probably there's a good chance that there's not going to be even an AC1 remake. And in the meantime, Capcom is releasing remakes after remakes after remakes of the original Resident Evil games, and they are all like huge hits. Sary and I are currently playing Resident Evil 4 remake, and it's incredible. Like we did stream the demo, and a few days after we bought the game, we're still playing it. We are at 25 solid hours, and it's incredible. If Ubisoft did the remake of these games as Capcom did the remakes of their own games, they will be incredible. Even though, of course, the Resident Evil games, they are very much linear games. There are some, you can take different roads for a time, but you're very much on a specific path. So, of course, they can push way more on the graphical details and, the level of detail. But yeah. Marco, got a hot pepper around? No. And even if I did, I would like to keep myself sane and healthy, hopefully. In November 2027, I bet Ubisoft will do an Assassin's Creed remake 20th anniversary. Maybe. 2027 is just 4 years ahead of us. We can just sit down and wait for that. In my opinion, Ubisoft is at the best form they have ever been, and next-gen only games show it. I think that I wouldn't say that Ubisoft is at its best form, because Ubisoft, it's not really performing as a company recently, not just because of the scandals and stuff. That's probably gonna get you spotted. No, obviously not. So yeah, the company is not performing well. There have been presumed cost cuts. Some they have been very much announced by Yves Guillemot as well. It seems like AC hasn't been really. I mean, it might have been hits, but most of the projects are still happening as far as we know, and there are constant rumors about new games. So AC as a brand seems to not have been hit too much by the cost cuts at Ubisoft, while instead Watch Dogs might have received the short end of the stick. Uh, I think there were rumors that mentioned that the new Watch Dogs was axed because of the cost cuts, along with, what was it, like 7 other games at Ubisoft. While there are 11 only on AC, seemingly planned to be developed not only by Ubisoft, but still. ACCR took a lot of energy to do. I'm re-strategizing AC Landmarks now that I have 1 week off from work. Oh, I can't wait to see what you're gonna do. Speaking of 20th anniversary, there will be a big one on Friday for a non-AC fandom. A rap rock band's second album. Which one? Why did Ubisoft kill off Splinter Cell? I wouldn't say kill off. Like, they still own the brand, so they could do a new game anytime they would like. The thing is, it's a big name, but at the same time they're not having how can I put it? The ball is not rolling for Splinter Cell. Like, AC has been constantly producing stuff over the years, and so AC is a renowned brand amidst casual fans, while people now don't know that much about Splinter Cell. So it's always a tough, I would say, it's always a tough decision to bring back a franchise, because how do you engage new players? Like, you need a solid game, and to convince them with new games, they are adapted to what fans are asking for now. And one of the issues that I think Ubisoft has had over the recent years is that they are playing catch instead of innovating. Well, they are innovating, but they're not leading the way. It doesn't seem like they're leading the way. I hope that's gonna change with Codename Red and Hexe, but they seem to have been following trends recently rather than starting new trends, and it's something that is not necessarily nice to see. Hello Kazekage, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Nice to see you're streaming after a long time. It's been a long time. I did mention that at the start of the stream. We are so happy that we're back to chill with you guys, as it's been the case in the last few months. And March wasn't easy on me and Sary, so we always had issues, specifically over the weekend or on Monday, where we usually stream. So they are working on Splinter Cell. I think they canned a VR Splinter Cell game, but there's like a main Splinter Cell game being developed in Ubisoft Toronto, I think. I'm not sure. I think that's still active. I don't think that was canned. But yes. The last time Ubisoft innovated was Watch Dogs or AC Origins. Yeah, I could agree with that. Watch Dogs was the bomb. And the game that released was, I think, just a tiny ounce of what had been announced and what it seemed like they were planning to do with Watch Dogs. I remember the interviews that the creative director released when they announced the game in 2014 or 13 or 12. I don't remember, but and the same went for The Division. Like it seemed like it was going to be this groundbreaking game. I did love The Division, the first one, but Watch Dogs, it really did innovate on a lot of aspects, though it was meant to innovate way more, to be honest. I agree. Watch Dogs needed more time in the oven, and I still enjoyed it, even though a lot of people didn't like, especially the main character, Aiden Pierce. But I did love. Oh, it's gonna be the 20th anniversary of Linkin Park's Meteora. Oh wow! And you have the tribute edits. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have a watch. I did love Meteora as an album. Well, at least some of the songs in there. I stopped keeping up with the news. When is Mirage coming out? I think remember seeing it being August. So if you haven't kept up with the news, today we're going to talk about some of the recent news. But as for what you asked, there isn't an official announced date yet. So we're still stuck with 2023. The recent rumors, they have been mentioning. There was a data miner who seemed to imply that it could be the final quarter of 2023 or the first quarter of 2024. But then insider Tom Henderson seemed to be more cautious or conservative on that, and said that his sources still seem to imply August or September to be a more likely release date for Mirage. So I'm expecting October or November, which would be the classic window for AC. But I guess we're gonna know for sure at E3, which is where all rumors are pointing towards. So we'll see about that. I can't wait as long as it's being polished to the fullest. I'm happy. We'll see about that. There's a key there. Come on, Sary. Come on, Sary.
Thank you.
Sorry. I didn't mean to. Sorry. So, you have to kill them all?
No, I have to run away.
You have to run away? Okay. Very well. Watch Dogs 2 also was enjoyable. Yes, I agree. I'm gonna say I didn't enjoy it as much as I did the first one, because it was much less serious, and I didn't like that. It was more of a happy-go-lucky, way more colorful kind of game. It was kind of like Odyssey to Origins, or Odyssey to Unity. Like, it was like Odyssey to Origins. It was like an evolution, but a more happy-go-lucky, colorful evolution of the original game. So that's why I didn't really enjoy it as much as I did with the first one. And I never played Legion because it seemed like it was going in a different direction than what I expected from Watch Dogs. It seemed like a futuristic setting instead of, our world or something very close to what we're having right now. And instead, like the London from Legion, it felt very, very futuristic to me, and didn't really like that. And also the idea of not playing a character but playing every character, like every NPC. It really didn't sell on me. Like I wanted to follow the story of a specific character or group of characters, but not every NPC with just a set background for that NPC. And then maybe the game is not really like that, but the way they presented it, it didn't really work with me. They really don't have any competition for the October release date. That's the perfect spot. Yeah, I agree, because like June or May, I don't remember when, but it's going to be the new Zelda. So you don't want to go against Tears of the Kingdom. So it's gonna be, well, I mean, June is going to be the announcement. And if it's August, it's just 2 months of marketing campaign after 9 months of radio silence. I wouldn't really be a fan of that. Legion did not interest me at all. I forgot about Legion. Okay, I guess I wasn't the only one. Yeah, it looked too futuristic, and I remember your character didn't have any development or anything. I mean, you didn't have your character, as far as I know. You could play as any NPC. They had their background story, and that was it, I guess. I'm not sure how the story develops in there, so I don't want to criticize Legion too much because I haven't played it, so I don't even know really that much what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm seeing that in the chat you guys are all fans of the original. Same for me. Because it was serious. It was a little darker, or much darker than 2. And it was seemed to be really grounded, not necessarily on our world of 2014, but something that you could expect could happen, or was already happening in some specific cities, because like something like the CTOS is being developed in certain cities in the US, and not only there. They ran comedic jokes for Legion's marketing campaign, which worked, but I was like, I can't play a grandma when the game is $15. I agree with that. Are you trying to get the treasure? I guess you can't. Can you do the side jump? Probably not. I mean, it's fine. Even if you don't get the treasure chest, it's fine.
No.
I know you can play as an assassin in Legion. Yes, the crossover was fine. I mean, I watched it from the outside because I didn't own the game. I didn't get the game, so I didn't own it, and so I just watched videos about it. But the crossover seemed to be fine. It's nothing canon, obviously. So it was just a way to bring some AC flavor to Watch Dogs, because a lot of people have always said, hey, Watch Dogs, at least the original, seem to be like Assassin's Creed in the modern day, and not so sure, but to a degree, maybe visually speaking. And then they did create. What's happening? Oh, okay. They did. So time for me to play, apparently. So let's see if I remember any button. So as I was saying, they did bring the crossover to Watch Dogs Legion, and it was nice to have a look at. Do I climb like this? Yes, probably. There we go. Okay. So let's go and see what we do here. The crossover was super interesting because you were playing sort of like as an assassin character in the modern day. So the outfit of the character, Darcy was her name. The outfit of the character was very much like an assassin modern day outfit. That was pretty interesting. Courier. Oh, let's get the courier. Do I have to just catch him? Okay, because I don't remember anything about. No, don't you dare! Don't you dare! About the side activities, I absolutely don't remember anything. Come on, Edward, get him! Yes, there we go. Nightbot. I do what I must. What happened? What happened? Why did Nightbot... I want another Far Cry. What is happening in the chat? I hope it wasn't... I do what I must. I hope that nothing happened. Arshak, are you still in the chat? Because we kept Nightbot in the chat, but that's a remnant of the fundraiser that we did. No, okay, no. I think, I hope it didn't blacklist you, but at least you're not removed from the chat. We're gonna have a look when the stream is over, because I thought we had removed Nightbot from everything here, but apparently it's still here. We're gonna check everything. I'm sorry about this, Arshak. I think this is a remnant from the fundraiser, but I wish Ikrake was here. Yeah, probably we're gonna contact him as well, because this is very weird and unexpected. But yeah, anyway, hello Troopage, welcome to the stream. Didn't see you. I also like the Aiden Pierce story DLC for Legion. How was it? Because I didn't even watch it on YouTube. Like, is that a proper story, like a continuation of Aiden Pierce story? Let me go here while you guys... Nightbot wants revenge. Yeah, okay, at least you are here, Arshak. Okay, so let's start this mission. It's a Templar hunt.
God, man, what's happened to you?
I cannot go on anymore. My brother betrayed that woman.
The woman, the Templar. I have no family.
No wife of my own. What
I
is
honestly don't
wrong with
recall anything about
me?
this,
Let them kill me.
You don't know
apart
what
from
you're
maybe
saying, mate.
some of the names of
Let's
the
get you someplace
assassins.
safe.
What's the point?
But sure, you can absolutely trust a man that looks like this.
So I need you alive. I need your information.
You can trust
so I
him for
can
sure.
use it.
Sounds like an Ikrake message. Yeah, I think it's more like an ironic message, and Nightbot didn't do anything else. I wonder how you triggered it though. Because I was also playing, so I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah.
Did you at Nightbot somehow? Oh no! Oh no! I don't know. I don't know any of the. Okay. I don't know the buttons. Okay. So there we go. There we go. Stop it. More? Okay, there you go. Ah, I love this. I love that combo. When I think that's a combo from AC3 where you parry and then you have a sequence of punches, and then he does like that little jump. Ouch. With the final blow. Ouch. There you go. There we go. Ah. Come on. Come on, Upton Travers. Upton Funk. Come on. Yes. We're almost there. And there we go. Upton Travers was one of the two assassin brothers. The other one was called Vance, I think. I need to go this way, dude. Try and come this way. Don't be too drunk. There's more where that came from. What is happening?
Let's just keep it moving, yeah?
What is happening?
What does it matter?
Alright, bar fight. Where is the dude drinking whiskey behind the counter? Classic. Classic one. What's your thoughts about the future of Ubisoft and the franchise? I think that Ubisoft is in a dire spot currently, at least depending on the rumors and the various things that Ubisoft itself shared, all the announcements and what is happening. Pay the dancers. Okay, there we go. Let's go. I think Ubisoft will have to be in a cost-saving situation for quite some time, and it currently hasn't affected AC, but it might in the future if AC is not performing. But at the same time, AC is the main juggernaut at Ubisoft, so if they are not, they will focus on AC because that's where they are going to get more revenue. it's a safe brand because it's already proven to be successful without creating new IPs that are very risky. And we'll see. We'll see. I don't think that AC is at risk currently at all. Like, there's supposedly 11 projects planned for AC, so I really wouldn't say there's any risk for AC. But thanks for joining us, Arshak. See you soon. Thanks for taking the time to join us. So yeah, I think that Ubisoft might be at risk, and if it fails, then there, of course, AC might see its end. But at the same time, I think we're very far from that anyway. And I think that Ubisoft can try and find a way to rebrand itself, repurpose itself, and find a way to go on. We'll see about that. Elena would like to know how much longer the stream will be. We've been running for 51 minutes and 10 seconds. I think at least, well, 1 hour, maybe less than an hour, around that. So we'll still play for a bit. So if you're talking to her, or if she's chatting in our Discord, you can let her know that we'll still be online for an hour or so. And speaking of news, we've talked about a little bit about the games that we might expect for E3, because that's the main news that we should be looking forward to games wise. But recently, in the last few days and weeks, there have been a lot of announcements in terms of Assassin's Creed Transmedia, and the main one has been this graphic novel called Assassin's Creed Visionaries, which I think we have a videos that we can show you, so you can have. This is the promo picture. Basically, it's going to be a graphic novel of several stories that are not going to be canon, sadly, but it's going to be a series of stories by acclaimed artists and writers. That's going to there are going to be set. Well, I mean, a series of AC stories that are not going to be canon, and where these artists are going to share their visions about AC. So these are concepts not from Visionaries necessarily, but and it's going to come soon to Kickstarter, so that's gonna be that. And this has been released today. This is their. Probably going to be another story set in Egypt. Again, non-canon, sadly, but it's going to be interesting to see more transmedia like this. Yes, and we'll see, because the Kickstarter page has been announced. We have shared on our social media for a bit, for a few posts. But the Kickstarter hasn't gone live yet, so it might be soon. We don't know. Oh, the video was way louder than me. Okay, I mean, Sary said, "Oops." I'm gonna say the video. What I was saying is basically that this is a graphic novel that is a series of stories that are going to be not going to be canon. So basically, the authors are going to write their own story, their own vision about AC that doesn't have to necessarily make sense within the extended lore. There's also one of these stories is I think it's called Assassin's Creed No Tomorrow. It's going to be set in the future, something like 2100 and something, so a century or something from now. And basically, in that story, it seems like the Templars have won the conflict, and they have erased like all assassins' lineages or something like that, and they have just kept one. Because they have created an animus that can't only see the past but also the future, and through this lineage of assassins, they keep having a look at the future, and that's how they are managing the world around them. And it seems like there's going to be this possibly a story or some arts about origins or ancient Egypt. There's going to be a number of stories. Like, it seems like it's going to be more than 10. I'm not sure if they said it already, but I think there's good. Like, they shared the names of many artists in some of their videos. So Visionaries will be similar to Star Wars Visions and Halo Legends. I don't know the context for them, but yes. So basically, it's you could call it like an anthology of what if stories. It's like the artists are given like what they call carte blanche. So you have free reign over the story. You don't have the constraints of the lore. It doesn't have to be consistent, which means this is not going to be canon, which is fine. Like, to me, the issue is when something does try or forcibly tries to be canon and then creates more issues than it tries to solve. An example could be some of the transmedia stories recently. There are some aspects of Brotherhood of Venice, for example, the tabletop game. The story, some of the story elements in there didn't really make sense, but as a game, it felt really nice to play. So yeah, they're both non-canon anthologies. Okay. Do you think there will ever be a final AC game where Templars finally lose? I mean, I think there's going to be a final game at some point. I don't expect the Templars only to lose. Like, if because like the conflict is a conflict of ideologies. Like, you could say that the ideology, like, you can kill the people behind the ideologies, but the ideology itself cannot die. Like, it can be found again, it can be founded again. So they could go on with this, with these stories forever. I don't think that the way the franchise has been built, I don't think that any faction can really win, or that any faction can really die. And if it happened, I would expect at the end that both factions both factions die. Like, something like a final event happens, and the Earth is erased, and a new Adam and Eve go on another planet or something. Because I can't see one of the factions prevail. I can't see maybe them prevailing over the remnants of the Isu. Maybe, I don't know, at some point in the end. But I can't really see one of the two factions prevailing over the other. Did you miss the target?
I killed the wrong one.
Oh no. Now you got the right one though. Is this Vance Travers, the brother? Okay. Unfortunately, its non-canon status made me lose interest immediately. I know that can take its toll. It happened to me a few times in the past as well. I'm also a collector, so it's not gonna be any. I'm gonna get it probably, even just to see the art. because like looking at the previews, they look really nice. Um, but yes, I mean, I did feel, especially when playing, the non-canon aspects of AC in the games, like the Tyranny of King Washington DLC or the Fate of Atlantis DLC, which also has its bits of uncertainties. Let's call them like that. When I'm playing, and like that bit is supposed to be canon, but then within the story it's said like this is not really happening for real, then I really get mad. But if it's non-canon from the onset, I will probably get, at least for collection purposes, and also because I really like comics and art. And this is an anthology which probably will also have concept art and stuff like that that went behind the creation of these comics. And I'm also really interested in that kind of stuff, so I'll probably have a look at that. I'm playing Black Flag at the same time you are. Oh, nice. I'm happy that we were able to, bring back the nostalgia. But Ubisoft will integrate the epic failed Atari ET game into AC lore. But instead, in terms of canon transmedia, something is going to release really, really soon. And it's going to be on April the 18th. And it's going to be the Assassin's Creed The Golden City novel. This is a novel that is going to release in 2 weeks. Thanks to Aconite Books, the publisher, we were able to have a look and read already. We were able to read the book already, and we are going to prepare a review and a summary of the story soon. Everything's fine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's happening?
Nothing.
Okay.
Well, why do you
Okay.
get worried every time?
I always get worried. So yes, basically this is a story that is taking place after Mirage and before Valhalla, where the main characters are Hytham and Basim. More specifically, the main character is Hytham. So it's a novel about young Hytham and Basim as hidden ones going to Constantinople to prevent some assassination attempts on the son of the emperor. I'm here. I made it back. Elena, welcome to the stream. Hello. You made it. You made it back from my surprise adventure in London. Surprise adventure. Please tell me more. And in the meantime, yes, as I was mentioning, the Golden City novel is going to release in 2 weeks. I can't wait to share our opinion about this story, because it gives some hints, but not a lot, both on Mirage, and it also provides some very nuanced connections or roots to what is happening in Valhalla as well. Like in here we already see a master assassin, Basim, and he's already mysterious. He already has like this duality to himself. He has already his torments. Like he already has both his ironic temperament, but at the same time he can be really dark sometimes as well. XX Explain, welcome to the stream. So I really suggest you guys have a look at this. It doesn't have any modern day as a lot of the AC Transmedia, especially the novels, have, or I should say do not have. But this is very much a story taking place in the past, and it's in between Mirage and Valhalla. And if you are dying to get any information about Mirage, there's not gonna be a lot, but any kind of flavor of Mirage, you can find some of that in there. You're gonna see some name drops about characters that at this point are pretty much confirmed to be Mirage, even though I can't mention them to not spoil them. So there's going to be mentions of other hidden ones in the book. Only mentions though, because the main hidden ones in the book are Hytham and Basim. But yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it too much, but I do suggest you have a read at that. So my best friend, Elena is saying, my best friend planned a day out in London for me, and I didn't find out until we got on the train to London. Oh, that's nice. The best part of the surprise was axe throwing. It was so good. Oh, that's nice. We did try, Sary and I did try axe throwing when we went to Montreal for the, it was a Mentors Guild workshop for Valhalla. And so we stayed there for 4 days. And one of these days, that was like in the morning, we tested Valhalla. Back then, it was still called Assassin's Creed Kingdoms internally. And then in the afternoon, the peeps at Ubisoft, the community team at Ubisoft, they took us to like very close to the Ubisoft office in Montreal, and there was this axe throwing place, and it was obviously very consistent with the Viking theme of the game, and it was very cool. I will buy it. Just finished the Valhalla book, the Gehrman Saga. Honestly, I did enjoy Gehrman Saga way more than I expected. I'm not sure if it's because because of the writing specifically, or because of the characters. There's some pretty interesting Isu content in Gehrman Saga. There's a vault. There's a new Isu that is never mentioned anywhere else. It's a pretty good book, Gehrman Saga, and it also ties to what is happening at the Battle of Chippenham at the end of Valhalla as well. The entire time I was like, Eivor makes it look so much easier than this. It's very tough to throw axes and to get the target as well. Sary can testify. I enjoyed the AC Unity novel more than expected. Oh, really? Stillian, what did you enjoy about the AC Unity novel? Was it that it was telling a parallel story to Unity rather than a retelling of the game? Was it that it added more details to Elise's story and backstory as well? Also, did you get the which version of the novel? Because there's a French version of the novel that has concept art in it, and it's, I think, the only version. And also, I think there's the UK version. Oh no, that's the AC4 Black Flag. Yeah, yeah. There's I was mixing this with the AC4 Black Flag novel. It has no, it's the Unity novel. I think it's the Unity novel has a version of it where Elise is being unfaithful to Arno, I think. Yeah. It's not the French one. The French one has concept art, and I think the UK or the US one has a few pages where Elise is unfaithful in mind, so not physically, to Arno. I managed to get a single bullseye and my life peaked at that point. That and also the Kenway part. Oh yes, the Kenway part is very nice. Because there's the, if I'm not mistaken, Elise at some point finds Jennifer Kenway. Is it Elise? I'm not. No. Is it? I don't recall anything anymore. I think Elise met Jennifer Kenway, like in her 90 years old form. Do you think we'll see Eivor make an appearance in Mirage or Sigurd? The way I envision Mirage is that we are going to see young Basim, because it has to act as a full prequel to Valhalla. The ending, well, we will see Basim turning from this scoundrel that we see as a young thief in Baghdad. He will be a hidden one. He will have his fears and he will have his mind issues and stuff like that. And eventually, he will have this struggle with the memories of Loki inside of him. And the way I envision the ending is that we will see a more adult Basim, I don't know, 10 years after the events of, or 8 years after the ends of Mirage, where he eventually finds Sigurd, and then the game ends there. Like that's how I envision Mirage. Like it ends right, not right where where Valhalla starts, but right where the background lore of Valhalla starts. So like Valhalla starts with Sigurd and Basim coming back from their journey that went to Constantinople. They went to Miklagard, which is Constantinople as well, after they met, I think, again in Constantinople or somewhere close to there. I would expect them to show how they meet and then make fans, see how everything happened. So they not see but imagine. I would imagine Mirage to get up until when they meet with Sigurd, and that's gonna be it. So that in the future you can play Mirage and then Valhalla one after the other. I hope for the sea. No. For sure it'll happen. Sadly, Sebastian, there's not gonna be any Constantinople DLC. There's not gonna be any DLC planned for Mirage unless they changed anything in the last few months, and I don't expect that to have happened at any time. They did confirm that there's not gonna be any post-launch support for Mirage, sadly, and the only additional content is the 40 Thieves quest that you can get from some of the pre-order editions, but sadly no DLCs and no post-launch, other than probably patches and stuff like that. Thank you for joining us, Sebastian. It was nice. Elena said hi, Sary. Elena has been following us and knows what to say when Sary has our main character die. And we also mentioned, keeping to the news, something that was announced over the last few days, is another novel, again published by Aconite Books, that is going to release on July the 4th, and that is Assassin's Creed The Resurrection Plot. This is one book I'm really looking forward to, because this is a sequel to another novel called The Magos Conspiracy book that is taking place in 1868, and this one is going to take place in 1869, I think. And there's like this huge story taking place over 3 books. This is the second one. It's a trilogy. It's called The Engine of History. And basically it has our 2 main characters. One is an assassin in training that is now a fully fledged assassin. It's a British assassin called Simeon. I don't remember the surname. And then there is a French dancer called Pierrette Arnaud. And they are both working for the assassins pretty much, as they are trying to uncover this mysterious plot by this mysterious figure called Magus in the first book. But there's way more. Basically, it's a book that takes place over several different settings. The Magus Conspiracy. It takes place in Italy, in Paris, in London. There's I think there was something in Hungary as well, probably, if I'm not mistaken. And it was super nice because like it's something that only transmedia can achieve, like having several settings in a single outing, in a single release. And the story was very nice. It's pretty mysterious. It was mostly historical, almost no Isu content and no modern day, but it was very grounded in history. Like a lot of historical events and characters appear in the book, and it shows that Kate Hartfield, the author of the books, did her research. It's not a Syndicate novel, but it takes place at the same time as Syndicate. And there is a mention of the Ghost, which is one of the monikers for Henry Green. There are other mentions for other assassins or local brotherhoods. I'm not gonna spoil too much, but it's I really loved the Magus Conspiracy. And I do suggest you guys read that. And it seemed like this one, the sequel to that, is going to take our characters possibly to Egypt, if I'm not mistaken. And on the cover, we can see Queen Victoria. And it's the same model as the model of Queen Victoria in Syndicate. And there's going to be more characters as well. So it's going to be, I can't wait to have a look and like read this book. It's the second over it's the second of a trilogy, so there's going to be, it's not going to be a conclusive book. It's going to have probably a cliffhanger at the end, but I really can't wait. And to be honest, this is probably the longest running story within AC that we've had in quite some time. We did have the Last Descendants trilogy of novels, but I think that happened over 2 years probably, maybe more, maybe less. And this one, it seems to be like a larger kind of story. So look how gorgeous the water looks in Black Flag. Hello, Wolfie. Welcome to the stream. And you still have the mod roll. That's nice. So we're still finding some remnants of the fundraiser, because like earlier, Nightbot took life on his own, and he said very bad things to Arshak. But anyway, hello dears, welcome to the stream. Marion, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. How are you doing? It's been a long time. Elena gotta really need to read the AC novels. I mean, the good thing about AC Transmedia is that the good and bad thing, depending on what kind of fan you are, is that 99% of them are self-conclusive stories for which you don't need that much of a background. Because they are oftentimes transmedia on different kind of media, these stories always or almost always reintroduce all the main elements of the franchise, and you don't have to have a super in-depth knowledge about the lore of that specific time period of setting in order to understand what is happening. Like transmedia has that that good and bad aspect to it, because like for hardcore fans it can be a negative, because there are always self-conclusive stories instead of tying more directly into what is shown in the games. But at the same time, I can understand that you don't want a continuation of a story thread from the games in the transmedia, right? So you wouldn't kill an Izu character in the transmedia. You wouldn't do that. So it never happened. So why are you giving me that look? So you would never do that. So I can understand why that's not happening, and more transmedia. Sea shanty times.
Yeah,
Sea
there
shanty
is
time.
River Johnny.
Always a good time for sea shanties. The AC Transmedia is underrated. I'm gonna say a good chunk of the AC Transmedia is underrated. Some of the AC Transmedia deserves to not be super rated. We've had a not really positive review of the what's it called? Of the recent comic that was released in France. I forgot the name already. Forgot the name already.
What?
The French comic that we released in that was released a month ago. The Assassin's Creed, the one that took place still in Converse. Look, guys, I'm old. I can't remember all the names. So it's called Assassin's Creed Valhalla, subtitled The Converts or Les Convertis, and we didn't have a very positive review of that because the art style wasn't amazing, the story was a little convoluted, there were characters named very similar to some from Eivor's village, but they looked and felt so much different. It was a good comic for the potential it had, but the execution wasn't really nice. What's your least favorite piece of transmedia? That's a nice question. My least favorite piece of transmedia. What's the transmedia that I hated the most? Probably those are not really canon, but they're like the first French graphic novels. They were also called Assassin's Creed, and that's it. They had a different modern day story about Clay, about Subject 16, who wasn't dead, he was alive, and he was a drunkard, and he was in Paris, I think, and Desmond found, or somebody else found him in there. It was super weird. It was released between AC2 and Brotherhood, probably. I very much Valhalla. I really didn't like that comic and that series of comics. And other than that, of the canon ones, Which one I didn't really like? I usually enjoy for most of the transmedia releases for what they are. Oh yes, well the first novelization of the games I really didn't like because they were so different from what you see in the games. So I'm gonna say Assassin's Creed Renaissance and Brotherhood, especially Renaissance though, I really didn't like because even the ending was different than AC2. So in Renaissance you actually like the Pope died, so Rodrigo Borgia actually dies at the end of Renaissance, and then I don't recall how the Brotherhood novel starts, but it says something like the body was not found, and so Rodrigo Borgia was alive again, or something like that. So yeah. Zark is saying, I don't think we got a Dasha or Canon cameo yet. So look at this cutscene. Well, not cutscene, but this.
Have I died? No, they
No,
died.
they did. Yeah, that's like the final blow. Now you can board them. Look at the volumetric fog. That was, I think it was firstly introduced with either AC3 or probably Black Flag. So after the boarding, we can see if we can get some Dasha or Canon cameos. So let's see if Sary can hit. What about you guys? What is your favorite and least favorite piece of AC transmedia? Like, how much transmedia do you or have you consumed? And what is your favorite piece of AC transmedia? Like, of any kind. So it can be a comic or a book or an audio drama or like anything. I love the novels that tell different stories from the games. Yeah, absolutely. Thankfully, Ubisoft realized that around, between after Revelations. During Revelations, because the Revelations novel already tells a chunk of a story that is not in the game. Can we get up to 4 high Sary moments to equal the number of Melbourne stoppages start from Sunday? Sunday never happened. What happened Sunday? I don't recall anything happening on Sunday. Surely it wasn't an F1 race, so...
So should I go and get the...
Yeah, let's go can you go and get the boyos?
The boy?
Well, the boy...
What about Dasha?
Let's get Dasha first.
I'll go get them.
And I'll go and try and see if I can really... I don't even know where... Oh, the fort is there. Okay. I've read all the novels. Probably my faves are Forsaken and Heresy. I absolutely agree with that. Even though Markuz Conspiracy did... how do you brace... Okay. A-okay. Let's go. Dada! Come here. Oof. There you go, guys. Hello, Dasha! There we go, Dada! Come here. So we can have... Can you please sit down? Giù seduta. Giù seduta. Seduta qua. There you go. There. And surprise for you guys that know Dasha. She has been shaved. So the old lady is very shaved.
You're quite heavy here.
The boyo is coming. Like, she has run away.
Can you put the camera?
Oh, let's put the camera here. Okay. Let's get the boyo. The boyo is much heavier than the last time you saw him. I don't think he can fit in the camera anymore. There you go. See, his head is bigger than mine almost. Hey, boyo. Can you get the camera close to the...
Yeah.
There you go. Hello. Hello.
He's gonna eat it.
He's gonna eat it. Hello. Hello. There you go. 6 kids, you just joined to see Dasha and Cannon. There we go. The boy is here. Oh.
Should I?
Yeah, I think you can take it. He's grown so much. Yes. He's so heavy now. And she's so jealous, as you can hear her. Because now Sary is carrying Cannon over her shoulder. And she would like to be carried over her shoulder as well. But yes. So that was our puppy Cannon. Marion, I don't think you had met him yet. But yes. So he was born on December the 23rd. So he's now, what, 3 months old already? Yes, 4 months old? No, 3 months old. He's, how much longer till he won't fit in your lap? I'm not sure, probably a month or two. In a month or two, we will have to move the camera towards him instead of bringing him in front of the camera. Dasha is like, hey, I'm a baby too. Yeah, sure. That is one way of training oneself. I had not, but I'm very happy about it. Yes, like, there you go. The old lady is back here, ready to sit on all of our cables. He's a big lad already, yes. We're gonna share some more pictures maybe in the coming days on the Discord server, so we can compare the old pictures with the new ones. And this is a kind of dog, because they are huge, like the males get to 55 to 65 kilos in weight, kilograms. The first year they grow exponentially. Like every week they are 50% or 40% bigger,
Yeah,
maybe a little bit,
bit.
a little less.
Yeah, less.
But like they grow exponentially in the first 6 to 12 months, and so because we haven't streamed for a month and we haven't shared so many pictures on the Discord server, yeah, it can be a shocker to see it how he grew. Not nice to call Sary an old lady. I didn't mean Sary. I didn't mean Dasha, but I mean, I do. Sometimes we both mock each other, calling ourselves old, because that's what we are. We are boomers. Wow, they weigh more than me. Yeah, well, yeah. The male of a South Russian Shepherd dog, the males are usually between 55 and 65, and the female should be between 45 and 55. I love Sary's stealthy crouch in the background. Super stealthy. The only assassin thing Sary does. Ooh!
Oh, that's true. I'm a Templar.
Oh, that's true. You're a Templar. You do support the Templar ideology.
Yeah, that's a compliment.
Yeah, that's a compliment. It's not even
if you meant to offend me, that's a compliment.
No. I mean, I consider it as a sting. But
After
apparently...
all, I'm called Sary Open Combat.
Yeah, Sary Open Combat. So, was it Open Combat or Open Conflict?
Open Conflict.
Oh, Open Conflict.
Not
Who knows really? Nobody knows really.
Well,
I ended up Wikipediaing that breed of dog, and they are banned in Denmark. Are they? The South Russian Shepherd dog?
why? They are so nice.
Why are they banned in Denmark? They're so fluffy. How can you ban such a fluffy dog? They didn't do anything bad. If they did, it was the owners. Dada. She's crying. She wants attention. So we need to kill the officer, and then I think this is where we're gonna get the cutscene with Laureano Torres, where Edward tells him he's gonna feed his teeth to him or something like that. I'm sure Wolfie knows it word by word. Way more than I do. Wait, really? I live in Denmark? Why would they be banned? I don't know, that was just what I read on Wikipedia. Yeah, maybe after the stream you can also send us the link so we can have a look, because I would be pretty interested in that as well. Because back in the day when we had a website for our kennel, because we used to breed these dogs, like we used to have way more than these, like way more than just 2, along with my family. There was a point where we had almost 10. No, well, not 10, but almost. And I mean, it's I did write the history of the breed on our website, and I did look it up and I didn't see any ban of this breed, but that was like 10 years ago, so I'm not sure if stuff has changed.
And I'd rather not cut your lips off and feed him to you.
Plus, they are, I mean, they are slow learners. Let's just put it like that. That's a euphemism, but they are not bad dogs per se. They can be. They do protect the house, the garden from anybody that they do not know, but that's what a guard dog does, so I don't see why they would be banned. Posted the link in the pet channel. Okay, we'll have a look later. Thank you so much, Elena. Seem to have changed in 2014. They did change the standard of the breed in 2014.
No, later.
That was later. Anyway. I mean, would you ban Dasha from any country? No. We brought that.
Could you? I mean,
Which countries did we bring Dasha to? Because
what?
there has been a time in the very early years of ATA, so that was what, 2012, 13, 14, where we when we were breeding as a proper side activity, like we had many of these dogs, and we went to beauty expos. So we also had some Italian and international champions of beauty, and because of that, we had to go to a lot of conventions and expositions across Europe, and we did bring little Dasha to some of those. There might be some pictures around. So we might share some of those on the Discord server as well. Please don't bring her to my country, that will end bad. No, we will protect Dasha at all costs. Elena, I would invite Dasha to every country. ATA on tour with their mascot. I mean, Dasha at this point, she wouldn't travel that much. Now, when we used to take her with us everywhere we went on holiday, if that was in Italy. Now she's too old to, well, she can still go on the car and undertake traveling on the car, but that takes a toll on her, so we try not to do that anymore for her. But instead, the boyo could go on tour and destroy the car.
If he stops peeing in the car.
If he stops peeing in the car, that could be a boon. But yes. Yeah, we could take him. Like, I used to, like, when we went to Gamescom, I used to have this stupid idea of bringing Dasha along. And then Sary was much more sane in saying, like, are you really going to take her in this like huge conventions with hundreds of thousands of people and narrow spaces? It's gonna be like a super wrong experience for for her, so we never did that, thankfully. But I wanted to take her with us so much.
We wanted to cosplay with her. Do you remember?
Did we want to cosplay with her?
We wanted to have her like the White Rabbit.
The White Rabbit?
And
Really?
Alice.
Really? We wanted to do that?
Yeah.
And cosplay with her as the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah.
Sarah's the voice of reason. I mean, and this idea of having her cosplay as the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland, is that coming from the voice of reason? Mm-hmm. Was it? Or was it mine?
It was you.
It was me? Okay. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I do remember, by the way, now that we're speaking of this breed, of the South Russian Shepherd dog, I do remember back in, 2010 or 2011, writing to UB Workshop to tell them, because they had released The Fall, and there were talks of a sequel to The Fall, which was going to be The Chain. And I do remember sending an email to UB Workshop, who was producing, along with Studio Lunac, who are behind AC Visionaries now. They were producing The Chain. And I said, hey, the main character is still Nikolai Orlov. He's Russian. So you could portray him with the South Russian Shepherd dog. Like, it's a way to identify the country, the setting, and stuff like that. And so I was trying to have the South Russian Shepherd dogs in AC, but that never came to be, sadly. Six Keys is asking, can we expect to see more Resident Evil 4 on this channel? And I'm gonna say the answer is yes and no, in that we are planning to have more non-AC games, but not specifically on this channel. We'll see. But yes, we have been playing Resident Evil 4 day in and day out. We are at 25 hours of playing. We are at chapter 12. We're playing, I don't know, 1 or 2 hours a day when we have time. And Sary and I have loved Resident Evil 4. So we'd love to go back and stream it as well. Maybe in our second run of the game. So we could go back to that when we are doing this. It's not a new channel, but well, I'll let you guys know soon enough, maybe in the coming weeks. Is the Ubisoft merch store still down? Was it down? I didn't even know that. Tailgate, welcome to the stream. Ouch! Did you know in Unity that the NPC enemies have unique kill moves on the player? Depending on what you mean by unique kill moves. Because surely there were different types of enemies which had different types of kill moves. But if you're talking about contextual kill moves or specific kill moves, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I knew. Yeah, because previous games just get hit and flop on the floor, no death animation. Dumb! Sign me up for Access Everything Everywhere All at Once channel. Hi Dom, welcome to the stream, nice to see you. So yes, we're gonna do the Exit the Animus thing. Not sure, I mean it's still gonna be called Access the Animus. But we're gonna try and kind of like at least attempt at separating AC from us playing other games, and we'll see how to carry that out. It's gonna happen soon. even because AC is so slow with news. So we want to share other stuff with you guys. Great name for the channel. Where did the name Exidianimus come from? Was it Dom's idea? Was it your idea?
I think it was Zark.
Or was it Zark's idea?
Yeah, I think it was.
Well, maybe it was Zark. Because I remember when I used to, I still am playing Horizon Forbidden West, and when I never stopped talking about Horizon Zero Dawn, I remember Sarsis, another member of our team, saying you should open and access the Horizon channel, and if I had the time, maybe, but never came to be. But you know, just playing games, having fun once a week could be fun, even if they're not AC. And of course, it doesn't really make sense to do that on this channel because this is mainly focused on AC. So we'll see about that. Dom is saying, sign me up for RE lore analysis videos. Is there enough lore to discuss in video? Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. Okay. The thing is, I should at least play Resident Evil 8 to be at least up to date with the main games. So I still have to play some of the DLCs for Resident Evil 7. And when I say I, it's always us, because Resident Evil we always play together, because it is the franchise that we both love along with AC. How is it going?
Bad.
So me asking got you in the worst position.
No, it was like this even before.
Ah, okay. Careful. Horizon games are awesome. I've pre-ordered the Burning Shores DLC. I still have to find... I'm still looking for the 3 AIs. In Forbidden West, so I think I'm very far from the end, and thus very far from the Burning Shores DLC. But I love the name Exidianus. Maybe we could, I don't know, we'll see how to call it, like Access the Animals. I don't know, we'll see. If you want a bigger challenge, look at the Silent Hill canon. I did try back in the day, like years and years and years ago, and I shall never do that again. Even like you said, what's happening?
Where is the main mission?
The main mission? The main mission is the friends we make along the way.
I wonder why I asked you.
I mean, you technically did not ask me. I think it's there in the area. You have to kill those.
Do I have to? No.
No?
No, I think it was
the
a
red
side mission.
So this is a side mission? It's not
I
the
think so.
Weathering the Storm. Oh, it's a contract. Can you kill the... Oh, it's an assassin contract. Maybe. I don't know. Horizon... yeah, but yeah, like you mentioned, Dom, Resident Evil lore is a mess. Like, for what I saw, playing all the games, even just the games without considering the transmedia and stuff, something that was decanonized, and the word tapes and stuff. I remember back in the day. I know, it's a huge mess, but I love it so much, though. I already asked Reddit, but they just said it's a dagger move. The Blue Beetle movie trailer came out this week, and it has more personality than any of the live action stuff. Oh, I did see the trailer. It's not too bad. I'm not a fan of Beetle, so I don't know him as a superhero, so I'm not really familiar. But did we get a high Sary or not? I mean,
All right.
we are at 5 high Sary moments, because you did get squashed by the ships a number of times.
Yeah, still.
Maybe if you travel far away enough, but Can't you kill the mission in any way?
I have no idea how.
Oh, unavailable. Oh. You can't from the menu? What if you go in quit? Exit memory. Let's see. This should work. So yes, we did get 5 high Sary moments. And I think I read 6 keys that Resident Evil is the next franchise you would like to get in. To get into. Honestly, I wouldn't know where to tell you to start. Technically, you should start. Yeah, I mean, I think you should use the AC approach, but playing the remasters. So at least you don't have to go to the very old games. So you should play Resident Evil 1, the remake that they did for the GameCube, and there's I think it's still there on the Sony and Microsoft stores. And then Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake, they are there as well. There should be more games in between 3 and 4, which haven't been remade yet. There's a game called Code Veronica, which I did love back then. The counter went up. Yes. Can exit from the menu. Oh yes. Okay. Oh, you said Horizon. Oh, sorry. Horizon. Then, as an AC fan, sorry, I did get it very wrong. And I started Resident Evil explaining. Anyway, Horizon. I did mention so many times in the streams how Horizon is very much reverse AC. So I do suggest, because you are such a hardcore AC fan, I do suggest you do play the 2 Horizon games. And I think already by the time you get to play and hopefully finish the first game, you will get what I mean by saying that it's very much like reverse AC. With the there is a kind of you are doing stuff in the world, and you have to unearth stuff left by an earlier civilization in a way, and etc. So and those remnants are very much on the technological side rather than the tribe visuals that you see in the open world. So there's stuff that is very much like AC in reverse. Resident Evil 1 and 0 remakes are on Xbox and PS stores. All right, Resident Evil 0. You did love Resident Evil 0.
I love them all.
Yeah, same. True. I did love
4
0.
being the favorite, yeah.
Yeah, 4 is it? Both are favorite. It's surely your favorite.
My favorite.
I mean,
because I'm in love with Leon.
you're in love with Leon. I mean, the remake is
great.
It's the bomb. Like, it's fantastic on almost every aspect. I love it so much. Don't forget Resident Evil 0, yes. I love watching horror games, but I can't play. Okay, I understand. Tailgate. I got deep into Dragon Age lore lately, and it's a really cool universe. I can't wait for Dreadwolf, the next game in the series. I never got the time.
Why am I always dying?
Maybe you have to how do you say, increase the stats and upgrade your ship, but you don't want to. Remake AC2 with the neck snap move. That's the only reason I would get it. What's the obsession with that? Would you want to see a Code Veronica remake? Yes. I would like to see
remake. Yeah.
a remake of every Resident Evil game, probably, which includes Code Veronica, and that fight between Chris and Wesker. Dying in Evil combat is the worst. Yes. So are we at 6 Hi Sary moments?
Yeah, I decided I
Careful.
just go.
Ah, you're going. Okay.
Yeah.
You're just going towards the objective.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi Sary in the chat. For those of you who are new, what we do is when Sary has our main character die is waving a Hi Sary in the chat for her, so that we can celebrate how you didn't achieve what you were trying to do. So yes, I would like to see a Code Veronica remake. I would like to see a Resident Evil 0 remake, because the scenery in Resident Evil 0 was fantastic at the time on the GameCube. Realistically, Code Veronica is probably next. Yes, probably yes. I'll cry if they remake 5 next. Yeah, I hope not. I mean, there's no...
It would be easy because lots of assets are similar.
Yes, but there's no rush. There's no rush to remake 5. There's no rush. I mean, it's there, but we don't have to rush to conclusions. There's so many other games that we can remake and enjoy without going to Resident Evil 5. Chris Redfield is probably the most overpowered character in Resident Evil, yes. And he is voiced... if careful. He is voiced by Roger Craig Smith, the voice actor of Ezio Auditore, if I'm not mistaken. Never played Resident Evil. If you are into horror games and horror movies, it's an action kind of horror game rather than an anxiety-based game, like many games that released back in the PS2 and PS3 era. But yeah, let's keep 5 where it is in the bin. Yes, pretty much. I mean, when we played 6, it was...
like drugs.
Yeah, like we
It
couldn't
was
stop.
awful.
It was awful,
But we could play together.
But we could play together, so we couldn't stop playing. It was this weird feeling of like, this game is so bad, but I can't stop playing.
It was so bad that it became like
The
good.
legend, like for us, it was like a legendary game. Like we spent nights playing Resident Evil 6. And it was so bad. It looked bad. The story most of the times didn't make sense. I didn't know what was happening half the time. And yet, it didn't make sense. It jumped the shark so many times. And yet, sometimes we finished one of the chapters and looked out of the window and it was morning. Back in the day, we could. And...
both physically and
both physically and because we were still, I don't know, not working anyway. Access Umbrella would be perfect. Yes,
Umbrella. We would be
Access Umbrella is perfect. Like it's like Dom always has the best channel names. Horror games might be the hardest genre to make a game about.
Yeah.
If you really want to convey a specific kind of atmosphere, I think that yes. In that regard, horror games are they must be tough to do, and that is why Resident Evil 4 Remake is a freaking masterpiece, in my opinion, because the way they render the environment. And the lighting in Resident Evil 4 Remake is something I've never seen.
And then Leon.
Let's not talk about Leon necessarily. he's not the smartest guy in the bunch. But I mean,
That's not the point.
that's not we're like he's not there
To be smart.
to be the brains.
Yeah.
Like he's literally called you're the muscle, I'm the brains by more than one character in the game. Wait, you didn't like Zombie T-Rex in Resident Evil 6? Probably not. But it was so ludicrous that that we enjoyed for what it was, and because you could play in live co-op in split screen. I loved it.
You all look the same to me.
Chris Redfield punching a giant boulder is a sight to behold. Yes, that was the ending of Resident Evil 5, if I'm not mistaken. There was like this huge boulder, and he was like, yeah, like that.
As it happens,
Like his muscles were bigger than the camera.
my friends.
Slaves, you mean?
Zombie T-Rex, yes. Don't ask, Desmond.
Doesn't sound like my business, mate.
What costume is this?
I have no idea.
It's one of the pre-order ones, if I'm not mistaken.
Hints for where
One of the ULCs.
Fine. I'll see what I can do.
Damn. You guys brought back some very nested memories about how bad Resident Evil could be
Yeah.
back in the
The
day.
only selling point for me was the fact that we could play together.
Yeah, yeah.
You have two characters. You could.
And you could play
control.
together at the same time.
Yeah.
Like
It was like co-op.
it was pretty much co-op for some of the arcs, and it was and it was very nice. It was super fun. AC4 should have had Connor. As far as I know, there were some leaked dev videos where it didn't have Connor. There was like Edward's model already, but with the AC3 UI, of course, because that was like the game was still in development, and so that's as close as we can get. The boss fight with Simmons, he had a T-Rex form. I feel like AC in its Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6 phase currently. I'm gonna say, I mean, Mirage's, not Mirage, Valhalla's main game is not what Resident Evil 5 and 6 were back then. So I'm gonna say probably not. Probably not. Because like the Resident Evil 6 was like jumping the shark visually, physically, in terms of like where the story was going, but the art also, like the monsters were like too much. So if you're considering the mythology and magical occurrences in AC, then yeah, probably I can try and agree. Sorry about that. But other than that, if we consider the latest released main opus of the franchise, that's nowhere near the state that Resident Evil 6 was released in. I have heard that Chris Redfield's campaign in 6 is basically Call of Duty. Pretty much. I mean, pretty much.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like the campaign for Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 6 is he and his military buddy from the BSAA military force, and they are going in a, I don't know, against don't remember which was the baddie that time, and I recall that while Leon's campaign was the one about stealth and handguns and stuff, Chris Redfield's campaign in Resident Evil 6 was all about rifles and, you know, power, and you could literally punch enemies and zombies to death. So, yes. I meant in the sense that AC is not really sure about what kind of series it wants to be. Yes, in that case, yes. In that case, yes, because Resident Evil 6 and 5, it felt like they didn't really know where to go, or to, they just wanted, it seemed like they wanted to do like generic action game where you shoot zombies or any derivative of zombies, without having a direction for the story, where the characters, they did seem like stylized, typical characters instead of, you know, having a proper story. Hi, Sary, they are saying in the chat. And the counter is at 7. It grew exponentially in the last few minutes. And we are at 2 hours. It like, having fun and talking trash about Resident Evil had a lot of time go on under, and a lot of water go under the bridge. So I think that after trash talking Resident Evil in his 5 and 6 era, in its 5 and 6 era, I think we can almost go to the end. And what happened? Oh, you had to tail. I mean, it was a tailing mission.
No,
so.
it was, I had to catch it, but not kill it.
Ah, okay.
Oh well.
Well,
we had to finish.
Does this count as a high Sary?
Yeah,
yes.
of course.
It's a desynchronization.
Yeah.
And on that note, on a knee hit in the groin that killed the poor guy that was not meant to die, with a knee in the groin, do you feel guilty?
No.
No. Okay, so on that note, I think we can wrap up the stream. Hi Sary, hi Sary, hi Sary in the chat. Look at that. There's those. If you look at the chat, those are different events that caused several hi Sary moments. What do we extract from all of this?
I die pretty often.
Yeah, that's really what happens. But anyway, guys, thank you so
Wait
much.
for Resident Evil.
Oh yes. Do we still keep the high Sary count
Of course.
when we're playing Resident
Of
Evil?
course.
And when we're doing the rerun, are we gonna put like hard mode?
No.
No?
No, we're not gonna move on.
Okay. Very well. Then, on that note, guys, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure to go back streaming. It's been almost a month, and we had so many issues at home, so we weren't able to stream in the last few Mondays. And we are surely going to go, or try to go back to our weekly schedule, hopefully on Monday, hopefully at 8 or 8:30 p.m. CET, as usual. Maybe on a different shape, maybe on a different location. I did mention that. We'll see when. It could be already next week. We'll see if we can get everything in line. But I'm not gonna mention it too much. We should have another video coming up, because it's been a long time for the videos as well. It's gonna be another cut content kind of video, hopefully this week. And thank you for the kind words in the chat. It was nice to see you. I really needed this fix, honestly. So guys, once again, thank you so much. Enjoy the remainder of the day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you soon here on the channel.